spread some love, whoop some ass, spread some love, whoop some ass, I can get it, spread some love.
What up, Shinigami Kai? Shinigami here. Welcome back to my channel and another episode of Black Belt Story Time, I guess. I actually didn't really have time to plan a video for this week either, but thanks to yesterday, I actually have something to talk about. As some of you may now be aware, Street Beast West Coast 6 happened yesterday. They're uploading videos already on the Street Beast channel. Make sure you go watch. And I was not fighting, but I was in attendance to corner members of my fight team, Shinigami Con. It's my Street Beast fight team. And hopefully one day my full-blown official fight team when, and if some of us or all of us ever go big time. So far, the team consists of Savage Abel, Darkness, and most importantly, and first and foremost, the Oni. They were all scheduled to fight. Darkness' opponent was the host, so he decided he wasn't going to fight because he felt like he didn't really prepare for it enough. Was too busy setting up for the event and building the awesome cage we got there. Everyone got to fight in. So I cornered for Oni along with Wedo. Helped Oni too. And I cornered for Savage Abel. Yeah. Fix this light real quick. There we go. Blinding you guys. Sorry about that. But the most interesting thing that day was I ended up reffing, and they put me in there right off the gate. I reffed several fights, probably like anywhere between 8 and maybe 15 fights. There was a lot of fights, and I reffed a lot of them. And I got to tell you, that's the topic of today's video is actually my experience as a ref in Street Beast for Full Contact, which is my first time reffing something that wasn't a karate match. I was a little better with the MMA matches because I'm more familiar with the rules of MMA, but of course the first couple of matches that I repped were boxing matches. And I was trying really hard to remember the rules of boxing because I'm not a boxing fan. I don't generally watch boxing in general, like at all, and I know that was redundant, but I'm not going to re-record that. The biggest thing was the clinch. I was trying to make sure I broke the clinches up fast enough. A couple of them I might have let them go a little longer than I should have, but I feel like I did a decent job on the boxing, and I definitely feel like I did a pretty good job on most of the MMA matches too. Yeah, it was definitely an interesting experience. Interesting experience. Blah, 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 blah. I definitely now understand why when you watch like the UFC or Bellator, the ref changes every other fight or every 2 fights or however many fights one ref decides to stay in there or they have the ref in there. It is actually a lot more physically demanding than you think it would be. A couple of those fights, especially the size of the cage, being what it wasn't the biggest cage, it wasn't the smallest cage. It was small enough that I had to move around a lot with some of the fights that were more action-y because I had to get out of the way. That was definitely an experience. I wasn't expecting to be like that at all because repping a karate match is nowhere near. You're not moving around the ring anywhere near as much. Definitely had a blast. Definitely got to see some excellent fights up close and personal. Everybody was a warrior that day. I think I had a pretty good mix of outcomes. We actually found there was a bell because it was on a farm or something. So somebody actually found an old bell, and we were using that for the rounds. It was pretty cool. Definitely very proud of Savage, Abel, and Oni. We all live pretty far away from each other, so we don't get to train together that much. I think we've only, as a matter of fact, we've only had one official training session together. We all train at our own gyms or with our own little spots. for our own personal training, but we'll probably get together once or twice a month, depending on finances and scheduling, to train uh, as a team. And just from that one training session, I saw a lot of improvement in both guys. And I know I can't take all the credit for that, or we can't all take credit for that one training session, because again, they do train um, with their own actual gyms and their own coaches that they've started. Like Savage Abel just started at a Muay Thai gym. Oni's mostly self-taught, but he just started training in an MMA gym that's primarily Muay Thai based. Nam Fan, I believe it was. So just want to get that out there, because I'm not trying to take credit, but there was a couple of things that we did work on in that training session that I saw come out in their matches, and even some of the combos I was using to warm up Abel with. He used parts of them, which that shows incredible potential, because we worked on that for like 15 minutes, if that, at the beginning of the day, way before his fight. Lot of new talent. Definitely got to see one of the new entries into the heavyweight division that now has a win on his record. I don't know if they've uploaded that video yet, so I'm not going to say what happened, but I definitely see you, Black Adam. Definitely see you, and I definitely know you're on the list now. So chances are I'm going to have to face you eventually if you sign up at one of the events I'm defending my title at. So wish I could have seen more from both guys, because they were both in my weight class. And I know I'm probably going to have to, both of them are probably going to be on the list eventually. Even the guy he fought that, not going to spoil what happened. Big shout out to Cody Beck. I know you were going to try to help me with some tips. Nasty Native. And again, I can't say what happened. But hopefully, maybe you can send me some videos or something with what you were going to show me. But big shout out to Nasty Native anyway. He's always a cool guy. He's always a nice guy. He helped me get to Street Beast West Coast 3 to fight Street Bender the first time. But yeah, being a ref is a lot different than I thought it was going to be. But it was definitely cool to get called upon to help out and to get that opportunity and to get that experience, because it's just something else I can throw in my resume, and I can add in to possible fallback options career wise. Because I wouldn't mind doing that for a living, reffing pro MMA fights. I think that'd be a pretty good one. I mean, that was one of the things I was trying to keep on top of everything, because I know what it's like to be in a fight. So that definitely helps when you know what the fighting conditions that are like when you're in them. Because, there were a couple of weird little fouls that happened that I think happened because, heat of the moment stuff really was all it is. Obviously, we're all below amateur level technically, so you got a lot of guys who are fighting for the first time ever, and they just do what they instinctively feel like doing in the moment. But all it was probably the best Street Beast West Coast event so far. I'm sure some would argue that it was the best so far without Shinigami fighting, but I wouldn't say that. It's actually kind of funny because I was scrolling through the comments on the videos they've uploaded so far, and people are actually excited to see me ref, which was wild to me. But I liked it. I definitely liked it. Everybody listened to my commands pretty well. I definitely can see myself doing it at future events, and would, love to help out. Maybe even in on the 6th when I go out there, if they'll give me the opportunity to rep a fight or two while I'm on the East Coast. Definitely be down for it. big shout out to Scarface again, because without him, no one would know who I am. I wouldn't have had the opportunity I have. I wouldn't be where I'm at, and I wouldn't be going where I'm going in 2 weeks to, you know, fight the biggest fight of my life so far and face the most challenging opponent I will probably ever have faced so far. Well, actually have faced so far. Uh, Big props to Streetbender, by the way, for killing it on the weight loss to drop down to light heavy. I actually almost didn't even recognize him at first uh, when I saw him yesterday until I noticed the hair, because he had it up, you know, kind of like he did in our fight, our last fight. So, you know, he's doing well. It's good to see him doing well. Uh, that was a heck of a matchup he had. Big props to him for stepping in there. You know, after such an incredible amount of weight loss in such a relatively short period of time, especially because you know, it's typical for the human body after you lose like 30-40 pounds to kind of hit a plateau and slow down. And he really killed it on the weight loss. I mean, he literally just hit the weight class that morning, but you know, he lost like probably 21-22 pounds in a couple of months, which is bizarre for most people. I've been struggling to lose 10 pounds, 15 pounds since, you know, our last fight, simply because one, well, the holidays kind of carried me away, and all those carbs during those holiday meals, and like New Year's getting drunk, which is one of the only times I drink. Make sure you guys drink responsibly if you do drink. I know a lot of people think that, you know, sensei shouldn't drink or whatever because we're supposed to be like an example for our community. Jesse Enkamp put out a video of, I believe it was Jesse Enkamp, that was quotes from karate masters that aren't what you would expect. And one of the old Okinawan masters once said, and I forgive me for not being able to quote his name because that was the first time I've ever even heard it. I'm still learning about a lot about martial arts history, and like most things, you know, the history of something that old, even within the last 100 years, has so much stuff you'll never learn it all unless someone points it out to you, or any of it really. But he once said that you know, I don't trust a karateka that doesn't drink or anything, because it means they take life too seriously and don't know how to have fun. Now, not to say that you have to drink or anything to have fun. Never, ever let anybody pressure you into thinking that. But, you know, if you're able to be responsible with it, I drink 4 times a year, maybe 5. New Year's, my birthday, 4th of July, Halloween, and that's about it. But, yeah, so I know it wasn't the longest story. I know usually these are a little longer, but definitely the story of my first time reffing full contact competition that wasn't karate. Maybe, especially since there's a lot of karate and taekwondo guys coming in now. Lunatics, black belt in both WTF, I believe he said, and like military / ITF taekwondo. There was a guy that was I believe, a first degree black belt in Shaolin Kempo that was there yesterday that signed up. Maybe there'll be enough of us that we can do some karate combat style fights in the cage. It'd be great. For sure. Really hope that happens. At some point, because Face and Tank and all them are always looking for new ideas for stuff. So, just to improve things and make it more of a draw. But definitely was a new and wonderful experience, and definitely something I look forward to hopefully doing again. I got to do the usual shout outs, but more importantly, this time, because it's definitely a huge tie into this fight, Heart in the Fight. I did a pre-fight interview this morning. Next Sunday at 2 p.m. Pacific time, I have a live press conference with Heart in the Fight with Big Smile and Scarface. And next Saturday too at 6 p.m. I believe we're doing a live Twitch with Heart in the Fight. and 3 other Street Beefs fighters debating who the top 5 protagonists in anime are. So tune into those. I also just did a interview with Craft Beer Review. Make sure you check out their YouTube channel and their podcast. That should be up in a couple of days. Links for those will be in the description below as soon as I have them, because they're not uploaded yet. But when they are uploaded, come back here. Come back here in a couple of days, Tuesday, between Tuesday and Thursday. Check this video again and look at the description. Should be in there. Also, a shout out to two other YouTube channels that have either, well, one was more like a fight commentary video, more than a reaction, but it definitely counts. So I got to shout him out. And then another channel of this couple that I just stumbled across their video last night where they were talking about my fights in Street Beefs. So first thing is them. I'm going to shout out them. It's, let's see. Camera's not old. Where was it? Taya and Theron Cornist. That's their channel. Yeah, Taya and Theron Cornist. You can see it right there. Taya, yeah, you can kind of see it's a little blurry. Sorry about that. And then the other individual who reacted to my Street Bender fight is give it a second. Sorry about that. In the Pocket MMA. In the Pocket MMA, check out his channel. Links will be in the description below for them too. As usual, shout out to all my sponsors that helped me get to the last couple of fights. Challenger Tap House, and I haven't shouted anybody out in a while. Challenger Tap House, Julio Arana Jr., Forgotten Art Tattoo. Potentially have, it's looking like I'm going to get sponsored by the Craft Beer Show too. Definitely shout out to them for having me, and shout out for the potential sponsorship. Which it looks like it's going to happen. They're going to help me get my professor, my jiu-jitsu professor, my cornerman out there to coach me during the fight, which is essential for victory for sure. Definitely shout out to Indy. Don't forget to check out his Spotify in the link below, which is already in my description. He's the guy that did my theme song I've been using for the last several videos. Definitely support him. And I think that's definitely about it. Can't think of anything else. And until next time, Shinigami out.
Shinigami, samurai master. Straight up out the land of Lancaster. No one stronger, ain't no one faster. Turning the opponents into Caspers, ghosts, disasters. We don't do no waiting, where I'm from, we attack them. Swift KO kick to the chin, leave them napping. Sniff, take a whiff, that's the smell of victory. Better fear, making all my peers' careers history. Big dubs, all we catch is big dubs. Karate chops to his tops, leave him big slumped. Humble beast, beefing in the street. We don't take no loss, you gon' catch defeat. You gon'